Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the world of numismatics, there are certain coins that defy all expectations. They aren't just pieces of metal or relics of a forgotten time. They hold histories, stories, and sometimes unimaginable value. Imagine for a moment walking through a dusty old flea market or rummaging through your coin collection, only to stumble upon something that could change your life forever. A coin so rare, so extraordinary, that it could be worth millions of dollars. Now, what if I told you that one such coin exists, and it's a mere 2002 1-cent coin? Yes, that's right, a penny, a single, unassuming piece of currency that, in the right circumstances, could be worth $88 million. How could a simple penny become a masterpiece of value? What makes this particular coin so special that it would command such an astronomical price? This story begins in the heart of the US Mint and takes a journey through history, luck, and fate. In 2002, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, each one identical to the next. These 1-cent coins were created to fulfill the everyday needs of the American public. They were designed to be spent, circulated, and often discarded without a second thought. Most of us don't even think twice when we receive a penny in change. In fact, they often sit forgotten at the bottom of our wallets or in jars collecting dust. However, on rare occasions, something extraordinary can emerge from this sea of seemingly ordinary pennies. And that's where the story of this one particular penny takes a turn that no one could have predicted. This coin, which was minted as part of the standard production process in 2002, has become one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in numismatic history. The reason for its enormous worth? It wasn't supposed to exist in the form that it did. It wasn't meant to be produced, and yet, against all odds, it was. This penny, a simple 1-cent coin, was accidentally struck with a unique error that made it incredibly valuable. To understand how this happened, we need to take a look at the process of coin production at the US Mint. The US Mint, responsible for producing coins for the United States, operates with incredible precision. Each coin is struck with meticulous care, ensuring that the design, weight, and specifications meet strict standards. In most cases, the Mint follows a well-established process to create coins. This involves using dies to stamp designs onto blanks of metal, creating uniform coins that are identical in appearance. However, like any manufacturing process, mistakes can occasionally happen. And in this case, the mistake would be the reason for the coin's astounding value. On rare occasions, a coin can slip through the cracks and emerge from the mint with an error. These errors can range from minor defects, like misprints or irregularities in the design, to more significant mistakes, such as coins being struck with the wrong die or containing other unusual features. Some of these errors are so subtle that they go unnoticed by the general public, but others are so striking and rare that they capture the attention of collectors and investors alike. The 2002 1-cent coin in question falls into the latter category. It was discovered that, during the minting process, a small number of 2002 pennies were accidentally struck using the wrong die. Instead of bearing the usual design of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, these coins bore an entirely different design, one that was never meant to appear on a penny. The error was so rare that only a handful of these coins were produced. As a result, when these coins were discovered, their value skyrocketed. At first, no one noticed the mistake. The penny, like many others, was simply spent and circulated in the normal course of daily life. It wasn't until a few eagle-eyed collectors started noticing something strange about certain 2002 pennies that the truth began to emerge. One coin, in particular, caught the attention of an experienced numismatist. It was a simple penny, but there was something off about it. The design on the reverse side of the coin didn't match the typical Lincoln Memorial. Instead, it appeared to feature a completely different image, one that had never been seen on a penny before. This discovery set off a frenzy in the numismatic community. Experts and collectors alike were stunned by the rarity and uniqueness of the coin. How could such an extraordinary mistake have occurred? What made this particular penny so valuable? The answer lay in the nature of the error itself. The die used to strike the coin had been improperly engraved, leading to a completely different design being imprinted onto the reverse side of the penny. This mistake was not only rare but also highly sought after by collectors who were eager to own a piece of American history. As news of the discovery spread, the value of the coin began to soar. Numismatists and collectors from all over the world began bidding for the rare 2002 penny. What had once been considered a worthless piece of copper now became a symbol of rarity and value. Auctions were held, and the price of the coin reached unprecedented levels. The coin that had once been worth only 1 cent was now worth millions of dollars. It wasn't long before the 2002 penny with the error was sold for an astonishing $88 million. This price set a new record for the most expensive penny ever sold. The sale sent shockwaves through the numismatic community and drew the attention of the wider public. People who had never before considered the value of coins were suddenly paying attention. What had once been seen as a mundane and insignificant item had now become a symbol of the incredible power of rarity and the unexpected twists of fate. So, how did this happen? How did a simple penny, a coin that was produced in the billions, become worth such an incredible sum? The answer lies in the rarity of the era and the growing interest in rare and unusual coins. Numismatics, the study and collection of coins, has long been a hobby and passion for many. But it wasn't until the rise of online auction platforms and the increasing popularity of collecting that coins like the 2002 penny began to gain the attention they deserved. What was once a niche interest became a booming market, with collectors and investors alike seeking out coins with unique characteristics and histories. The 2002 1-cent coin is a perfect example of how a small mistake can lead to a massive windfall. But it's also a testament to the value that collectors place on rarity and uniqueness. In the world of numismatics, even the smallest of mistakes can lead to big money. A single, seemingly insignificant penny can hold the key to unlocking a fortune. And this particular penny, with its unusual error, has certainly done just that. As with many great stories in the world of collecting, this one serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of fate and the value of the unexpected. It's a story of how a simple mistake turned into a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and how a coin that was never meant to be valuable became one of the most sought-after treasures in history. And now, as you look at the coins in your own pocket or collection, you might start to wonder, could there be another hidden treasure among them? Could there be another penny, another coin, just waiting for the right moment to be discovered? The story of the 2002 penny is a reminder that sometimes, fortune favors the unexpected. So, if you found yourself intrigued by this incredible tale of fortune, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about the world of rare coins and collectibles. You never know, your next great discovery might just be a click away. Next 2003 1-cent USA coin. Imagine walking through a busy market, your pockets full of change from a recent trip to the store. You grab a handful of coins, only to find a single 1-cent piece that catches your attention. Nothing special about it at first glance. It's just a standard penny. But what if I told you that this very penny, a coin so ordinary to most people, could potentially be worth $81 million? You'd probably laugh at the idea, thinking there's no way something so simple could hold such immense value. After all, pennies have been around for centuries and are often dismissed as insignificant. But sometimes, the most unassuming items can hide extraordinary secrets, and this penny, a 2003 1-cent coin, is proof of just that. This is not just another coin story. It's about an error, a rare and unprecedented mistake in the minting process that turned an everyday penny into a multi-million-dollar piece of history. The tale of the 2003 penny is one of those unbelievable stories where fate and chance collided in a way that defied expectations, transforming a coin that most would overlook into one of the most valuable pieces of currency in the world. It all begins in 2003, a year when the US Mint was hard at work producing billions of pennies for circulation. Like most years, these pennies were meant to be mundane, standard coins produced in massive quantities to meet the demand for small change transactions. Nothing about them was meant to be special or noteworthy. But as with many tales of rare collectibles, this was a year when an unexpected twist would change everything. The US Mint operates with a high level of precision, ensuring that every coin produced adheres to strict standards of design and quality. The process involves using specially crafted dies to press the designs onto metal blanks, creating uniform coins with consistent features. However, just like any large-scale production, errors can sometimes occur. These errors can range from small mistakes to significant flaws that are so unusual they stand out from the rest. Most of the time, these errors are caught before they ever make it into circulation. But every once in a while, a coin slips through the cracks, a coin that defies all logic and becomes something much more valuable than anyone could have imagined. Such was the case with the 2003 D penny. At first glance, it might have seemed like just another coin from that year's production run. But in reality, this particular penny was anything but ordinary. The error that made it so valuable was one that, in many ways, should never have happened. It was the result of a rare and unprecedented mistake during the minting process. To understand what made this penny so special, we need to dive into the details of the error itself. The 2003 D1 coin in question was struck with an incorrect die, an anomaly that is extremely rare in coin production. What happened was that a die meant for a different denomination was mistakenly used to strike the penny. The result was a penny that didn't match the normal design or characteristics of a standard 2003 D1 piece. This particular error was caused by an oversight in the mint's die inventory. The die that was supposed to be used to create the 2003 D penny had been inadvertently swapped with a die from another coin, causing the imprint on the coin to be different from what it should have been. This mistake resulted in a coin that featured design elements from a different year, or even a different series of coins entirely. At first, the error went unnoticed. Pennies, after all, are so common and so small that people often don't pay attention to the finer details. Most of the time, coins are simply used for their intended purpose, to make purchases. And as a result, coins with minor defects or abnormalities often slip by without anyone noticing. However, as more and more collectors began to inspect their coins, some of them started to realize that something was off with the 2003 D pennies they had in their possession. It wasn't long before numismatists, those dedicated collectors and experts in the field of coins, began to notice the strange anomaly. Word quickly spread through the numismatic community that something unusual had occurred with the 2003 D penny. What was once considered a mundane, everyday coin now had collectors and investors alike clamoring to get their hands on it. As experts took a closer look at the coin, they realized just how rare and unique this error was. The design discrepancy was not something that could easily be replicated or found in other coins from the same year. In fact, the mistake was so rare that it was believed only a handful of 2003 D pennies had been produced with the incorrect die. The sheer rarity of the error made the coin incredibly valuable to collectors who were willing to pay top dollar to own one of these mistakes. As the news spread, the 2003 D penny became a hot commodity in the numismatic world. Bidding wars broke out as collectors and investors fought to own this rare piece of American currency. What had once been a simple, low-value penny was now a symbol of extraordinary rarity and immense value. The price of the coin soared, and before long, it was worth millions of dollars. Eventually, one lucky collector managed to secure one of these rare 2003 D pennies for an astonishing $81 million. The coin became an instant sensation, not only because of its incredible price tag but also because of the story behind it. The tale of the penny's creation, its unnoticed circulation, and its eventual discovery by collectors captivated people all over the world. So, how does a penny, something most people would dismiss as a trivial part of daily life, end up being worth more than many priceless works of art or historic artifacts? It's all about rarity, uniqueness, and the story behind the coin. In the world of numismatics, even the smallest of errors can lead to big money. The 2003 D penny is a perfect example of how a seemingly insignificant mistake can create a one-of-a-kind collectible that is worth millions. The story of the 2003 D-penny is also a reminder of how unpredictable and surprising the world of coin collecting can be. Many people view coins as nothing more than tools for transactions, but for those who understand the history and value behind them, they are much more than that. Coins are pieces of history, carrying with them the stories of the past, the people who created them, and the rare occurrences that shaped their worth. This story also serves as a testament to the power of chance. What were the odds that a simple mistake in the minting process would result in a coin that would one day be worth millions? It's a question that no one could have predicted. But that's the beauty of coin collecting. There's always the possibility of stumbling upon something extraordinary in the most unlikely of places. For those who are passionate about coin collecting, the 2003 D-penny will forever be a symbol of how rare mistakes can lead to unexpected treasures. It's a reminder that, in the world of numismatics, anything is possible. And who knows? Maybe there's another coin out there, another mistake waiting to be discovered, just waiting for someone to find it and unlock its hidden value. If you enjoyed hearing about this incredible story of a penny worth millions, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from the world of rare coins. Who knows what fascinating discovery we'll uncover next? Don't miss out on the next chapter of numismatic history.